Hi, in the previous video we tried to solve this problem recursively by breaking the bigger problem into smaller chunks and then trying to solve them recursively. But the problem with recursive approach was that we were trying to solve some of the sub problems again and again. So now if we could have already leveraged the solutions that we have calculated and then used it for the rest of the sub problems, then our time complexity would have been much lesser. As you can see, previously we already discussed, in order to get to the amount 5 rupee, we had three options, either to choose 1 rupee, 2 rupee or 5 rupee. Fine. Since we have been given infinite supply of these coins, so we can use 1 rupee many times, 2 rupees many times and 5 rupees many times. Okay. So with 5 rupee we have three options, one to choose 1 rupee, 2 rupee or 5 rupee. Again, the amount now has been reduced to 4 rupee. Okay, now this is our sub problem here. But what is the problem with this recursive approach? The problem with this recursive approach is that we are trying to calculate, see, f of 2 is calculated here and then again it is calculated here, it is calculated here. So it is getting calculated multiple times. Similarly, f of 1 is calculated multiple times. As you can see here, here, at all the places we are again calculating those sub problems. We are again trying to solve the sub problems which we have already solved. Okay, so what would be the time complexity in this case? See, how many nodes are there? 1. How many nodes are there in the second level? 3. How many nodes are there in the third level? Approximately 3 square. Then again in the fourth level it is 3 cube, then in the fifth level 3 power 4. Okay, so what would be the time complexity in that case? So that depends on the number of coins that we have been given, okay, and the amount that we have to calculate. So if the amount that we have to calculate is 5, then at maximum we will go 5 levels down. See, 1 2 3 4 5. So 5 level down we will go, and with each level, in the worst case scenario, we will be partitioning the problem into 3 smaller sub problems. Okay, so then it will be 3 power n. Okay, 3 power n. So what is n over here? What is n? N is the number of levels that we are having, so the amount that we have to reach. So n is the amount, and what is 3 over here? Can we call it coin? So c power n, O of c power n would be our time complexity in this case. Okay, is there any way we can optimize this particular solution? Yes, we can use an array to store the solutions that we already have calculated, and then based on the previous solutions we can calculate the next solutions. So what we can do is we can create an array. In that array we name it ARR. In that array, for the first index we know the solution. What is ARR 0? So the question is, how many ways are there to create an amount of 0 rupees having given the amount 1 rupees and 2 rupee and 5 rupee? There are 0 ways to do it. We cannot use any of the coins to create 0 rupee. So ARR 0 is 0. Okay. The other indices we can put some maximum value or some very great value, we can put it over here. And then at each and every index we want the minimum value to be present over here, so that once the subsequent value is calculated on the value of this, we already know that this is the minimum value that we are having. So this value which would be calculated would be, suppose if it is the sum of these two, then this is the minimum value plus this is the minimum value, and if this depends on these two, then again the same thing happens. So we will store all the minimum values in the various indices of this array. Okay, Now what would be the minimum value for f of 1, that is index 1? What would be ARR 1? What would be the value of ARR 1? As you can see here, for making change for 1 rupee, we have option to choose 1 rupee coin, 2 rupee or 5 rupee coin. If we choose 1 rupee, then it becomes 0, then it becomes negative, negative. In the previous problem I have discussed that if the value is negative, we are returning some maximum value from here. Now for this we know the solution. So what is the solution for this? The solution for this is f of 0 is 0, so this will return 0 from here. Then again we can go in either of the paths. Okay, we can go in either of the paths, but we want the path with the minimum length. See, in order to get the sum of 5 rupees, we can either go through this path by taking 1 rupee coin, then again taking 1 rupee coin, then again taking 1 rupee coin until we reach 0, or we can simply take this path. So the length of this path is 1. Okay, we'll choose only one 5 rupee coin and we'll be getting the solution. Fine, and this is our answer. We want the minimum number of coins to make change for that amount. Okay, then again there are various other solutions. So if you trace all the paths, then you'll get the various solutions for this tree, recursion tree, but we want the minimum out of those. Now, so at every point in the tree we have a choice to make. Either we can go in this path, or we can go in this path, or we can go in this path. So having gone in this path, if suppose we are having 3 different paths over here, then if this path, if suppose 3 more paths are over here, and then again 3 more paths are over here. So out of these 3, if suppose out of these 3, if this one is the minimum, we'll choose the minimum path at this level, and then again we'll return the minimum value, and then we'll calculate for this sample space what is the minimum for this, so on and so forth until we reach the amount, a target amount. Okay, so if we keep on calculating the minimum value for each and every amount, then at the end of it we'll be getting the minimum value, the minimum length of the path. Fine. Now we are having an option to select out of these 3 paths, but having selected the coin, now we have to select any particular coin and then move forward. So if we are choosing 1 rupee coin, then since we are choosing 1 rupee coin once, so 1 plus then the sub problem which was f of 0, then again we are choosing 2 rupee coin once, so 1 plus f of something negative, 1 plus f of something negative. Okay, and we want minimum out of these. Fine, this is what we were doing in the recursive solution. So we were taking 1 out from here and then calculating minimum of 1 plus minimum of f of 0, comma, going through this path, which will be 1 plus minimum of 0, comma, some maximum value, comma, some maximum value, which will be equivalent to 1 plus 0, which will be 1. So finally ARR of 1 is 1. ARR of 1 is 1. But how do we do it? How do we do it using dynamic programming? So using dynamic programming, what we can do, we can check whether this value is already present for us. Since f of 0 is already present for us, so we do not need to move any further from here. Similarly, we can check for the previous sub problems. If the value is already there in the array, we don't need to again calculate the sub problems for that. Okay, this will become more clear once we calculate for amount 2. Now in order to calculate the value for amount 2, we are having the options to choose from 1 rupee, 2 rupee or 5 rupee coins. Okay, So if we choose 1 rupee coin, and previously we have calculated the value of ARR 1, so we know this is 1, okay, and what is the value of ARR 0? That is 0. And what is the value of anything which is negative? That is maximum value of any integer or anything. And what we should be returning, 1 plus minimum out of these three values, okay. 1 plus minimum of f of 1 comma f of 0 comma f of something negative, which should be 1 plus minimum of, what is f of 1? F of 1 is 1 comma f of 0 is 0 and something negative is max. So 1 plus what will be returning from here is 0. So f of 2 will also be equal to 1. Okay. So similarly we can calculate for f of 3, f of 4 and f of 5. So in order to get rid of recursion from our code, we can run two for loops. So what we can do is, for integer I equal to 0, I less than the amount. Why? This is our amount. So we need to start from 0th index and go up till the amount. Okay. So ARR dot length I plus plus. Okay. So now we will start from this array. Okay, and we'll go all the way till the end of this array. Okay, and for each and every index we want to put the minimum value in this array. Okay, so for index 0 or index 1 or index 2 or index 3 or 4 or 5, we are having three options. What are the three options? Either we choose coin of denomination 1 rupee, 2 rupee or 5 rupee, right? So for every denomination, for each and every index, we want to try it for three different denominations. So what we can do is, one nested for loop we can write for integer j equal to 0, j less than what? What is j over here? What is I? I is amount. What is j? J is the coins that we are having. So this is the coins. J less than what? Coins dot length j plus plus. Okay. Now for any particular index, suppose we want to calculate it for 2, then this is our amount, and the three values that we are having is 1, 2 and 5. Okay, so it will start from the index 0 all the way till the end of the coins array. Now what do we want? So we want the minimum out of those coins. So ARR of I, so ARR I equal to math dot minimum of whatever we have stored over here. Okay, whatever we have stored over here, suppose it was infinity, that is some maximum value. Okay, then we will first try this particular coin, the 1 rupee coin. We'll try it once and we'll compare this one with this maximum. So whatever minimum value we get in that case, we'll put it over here. So had it been 3, we would have put 3 over here. Suppose it was 3, then we would have put 3 over here. Now by going to this path, if we would have gotten an answer 1, suppose we would have gotten an answer 1 from here, then we would have compared this 1 with 3. So since 1 is less than 3, so we would have put 1 over here. Okay, so with each path we will be comparing with the value that we are already having in the array. That is why we are putting some maximum value initially, so that in whatever path we go, if the value that is returned is less than the value which is stored at that particular index, then that is our solution. Okay, so it is math.minimum of whatever value currently we are having over here. Okay, suppose this is infinity, so it is ARR of I, comma, okay, whatever value we are having over here, comma, the minimum out of the values that we are getting. So 1 plus minimum out of these three values. So minimum out of these three values are what? ARR amount minus coins j. So that would be 1 plus ARR I minus coin j. Why do we write it like this? Because what is the amount? Suppose the amount is 2 over here, and we are trying that amount 2 with first with 1 rupee coin, okay, and then we are calculating whether the value which has been stored in the array, if it is less than the amount that we are calculating using 1 rupee, then we will put it over here, because whatever minimum value we will be getting out of these two will be updating in ARRI. Then again we will be going for next index, okay, until we reach to the end of the coins. Okay, then again we will be trying for ARR of 2, then for 5. Okay, so whatever minimum value that we will be getting, we will be updating it over here. And at the end of calculating all the values, we can return the value that is the value of the last index we can return. So if the value of the last index is 1, since we are only using 5 rupee coin to calculate the minimum coin change, so we'll return this particular value. So we'll return, that will be ARR of ARR dot length minus 1. So that is what we can return. So, but there is a scenario over here. Suppose if we are given some denomination, and we are not able to make the change for that amount. Suppose the amount that we have to make is 5 rupee, and the denomination that we have been given, this is the amount, and the denomination that we have been given is 10 rupee. So there is no way possible to make 5 rupee out of 10 rupee. Okay, so in that case the index of your array would be always at the maximum value. So what we can do in that case is we can just return the maximum value. So for this scenario, the ARR of 0 would be 0, because there are 0 ways to make 5 rupee out of 10 rupee. Okay, so how many ways are there to make 1 rupee if 10 rupee is given? We have to make 1 rupee, and the denomination that we have been given is 10 rupee. So what it would return in this case would be something negative. So in case of negative, we will store the maximum value in the matrix. So this will have some maximum value, then again maximum, then again maximum, and then again maximum. For all the other denominations, we will be getting the maximum value. So at the end of it, we can check if we are having the maximum value which we already initialized the array with, then in that case we are not having any change, any minimum number of coins that we can make for that amount using the denominations which we have been given. There is a small optimization which we can make over here. Suppose currently I have taken the array which is sorted, but it might not be the case in the question which you have been given. So if the array is sorted, okay, so what we can do, if the array is not sorted, then we can sort the array. First, arrays dot sort ARR. Okay, so if the array is sorted, then the small optimization that we can do over here is, if the value that we are calculating, now the array is sorted for the coins, the value that we are calculating is 1 rupee, and then we have been given the denomination 1 rupee, 2 rupee and 5 rupee. So if it is coming maximum value for any particular denomination, if the denomination that we are trying the amount with is greater than the amount, then anyhow there is no point in moving further. If there are 100 or thousands of coins, then there is no point in moving any further, because the array is sorted, and suppose this value is 6, 7, 8 or 1000. So if it is coming negative over here, then because of the sorted array, all the other values would be greater than the current denomination. So there is no point in going further. Okay, so we'll stop it over here. So what we can do is, we can, if coins j is less than equal to I, why are we taking equal to? Because we want to consider this particular scenario where we are getting 0 rupees. Okay, both the amount and denomination are equal, so we need to consider that. Then only calculate the minimum value. Okay, else break. So we will not be going for these further sub problems in that case. Okay, so this is all about minimum coin change using dynamic programming. Do watch the previous video, which will give you an insight as to how the problem is broken down into smaller sub problems, which will give you a better insight into that. And then you can look into this one, which will help you optimize the previous code which I had written.